Let's go. All right, summer plans for me. I actually did get a job, so that was number
Nice.
one point there. That was good. So we're going to be working in Pittsburgh. It's
Ooh.
like a little, it's like not right in the city, but it's a bit north, but it's like a 20 to 30-minute drive from like the campus area of the city.
Okay. That's not
Um,
bad.
so it's not too bad because I live in Pennsylvania, although I do live in Philadelphia usually, which is like a still like a 5.5 hour drive home, but it's closer than like where I was last summer, which was in Indiana. So I'll be a bit closer to home, so that's nice. I could like maybe, if I really wanted to, go home over the weekend, although that'd be a lot of driving, but you know,
Yeah.
could do it.
It could be worth it.
But yeah, so I'm working at Westinghouse in their one of their project management teams for one of their reactor designs. So that should be fun. I've been
So
told
cool.
it's a good internship because my dad knows somebody at work whose daughter did the internship and they said she liked it. So looking forward to it. Have
Honestly.
basically no clue what I'm actually doing yet. They're kind of vague on that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But should be a little different from what I've done in the past. Still need to find housing. I've been looking on Craigslist for like subleases from like Pitt students or like Carnegie Mellon students who like are looking for someone to
That's
pawn their
actually pretty
apartment
smart, I
off of
bet.
in the summer.
Yeah.
Although Craigslist is kind of like sketchy because you don't know if it's actually like a legit listing or not. So I think I've emailed like a few people being like, hey, can you like provide me info and like if we're interested, maybe like do it live, like an in-person video of you at the apartment so I know you're not trying to scam me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's very
because
fair.
like I need like a furnished apartment because like I don't own any furniture and I'm not gonna like cart it across like halfway across the country. So preferably needs to be furnished. It also, I mean, honestly, my budget's pretty big because they gave me a housing allowance for like moving there and stuff. So
That's
it's
nice.
not a huge deal for like price, but like I don't want something that's like $2,000 plus because that's crazy. Which I've seen some of the prices in Pittsburgh. Some of them are like that.
Yeah.
And it gets bad when you're like looking at short-term leases, especially like if you're not subleasing, because it's looking at some just like apartment complexes that like, oh, we have short-term leases. I'm like, how much more are you going to charge me a month for a three month
Yeah.
or I guess I need a 4 month lease, but
Yeah. Wait, so with the like money they're giving you like to go there, like will they pay like for your monthly expenses then, or is it kind of like all like
it's
one
like a
lump sum?
one-time lump sum relocation bonus, but like I don't
Okay.
need to rent like a U-Haul or anything. I can just drive my car. So like I guess I can
That's
use some of that money for like the $100 of gas I'll need. And then the
yeah,
rest of that I'm just planning on using to pay rent basically.
that's
So
awesome.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That wasn't originally I talked when I was talking to my interviewer, like I had mentioned if they had that or not, and he said they didn't. But then when I got the job offer, he's like, "Oh, we threw that in for you." So I'm like,
Oh,
sick.
we love a little surprise. That's
Yeah, it
nice.
was a nice
Nice,
little
nice.
surprise. Although I don't know how much that's getting taxed, so I don't exactly know how much I would get from it because I'm like I don't know what the tax rate on it is, but I just used like a 30% rate, which would be pretty high, but we'll see. For
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
estimating my monthly what I can afford from that specifically. And I can afford a bit more, I guess, because I'm getting paid decently hourly, but I don't want
Yeah,
to
that's
spend
smart
that
to
much
keep in
money.
mind.
Yeah. So that should be fun. So yeah, I think I'm starting I told them the 19th. So I got like a week after finals to like say hi to my parents at home. And then
Wow.
after that we're gonna be in Pittsburgh. I've only been
When
there
are
like
finals?
once. So I don't know if anyone's been to Pittsburgh, but
I actually wait, that's like Pennsylvania, you're saying, right?
yeah,
I
Pittsburgh,
actually just went up
Pennsylvania.
that ways for a wedding a couple weekends ago. Like we stopped in Philadelphia and then the wedding was closer to like that area.
Okay.
It was, I mean, new places are always more fun to me than where I'm at, but there was nothing super special. I think you'll have a
Yeah.
good time though.
From all I know, Pittsburgh, it just has like a lot of bridges and it's a pain in the ass to drive around the city because there's like you think you can get from one place to another, but you actually have to like go across three different bridges to get up to where you
Yeah.
need to be because of the road system. This just sucks. But
That's awesome. We love
yeah,
that.
we'll see. Uh
Hopefully yours is like an easy commute from wherever you end up finding
yeah, I
housing or
don't really want to
everything.
drive more than like 30 minutes because then that'd be like an hour
Yeah.
a day. And I really don't want to drive
I
like an
hate
hour a day
driving.
because that's like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's like an hour of unpaid work, basically.
Yeah.
Because my
Totally get
old
that.
internship, I was like 5 minutes from where I work, so I kind of got spoiled by that because I could like literally wake up like 20
Dude,
minutes
that's
before I was
nice.
supposed to be there and like be on time still, which we're
No,
gonna have
I
to
can
wake
relate to
up
that. I've
earlier
been there before.
this
That
summer.
honestly makes such a big difference, honestly, especially in the summer, like you're saying, not wanting to have to wake up early. It's
Yeah, I can't imagine how people
touching.
do like the like 2 hour commutes one direction. I'm like, those people are freaking insane.
I
Maybe
wake
if
up
you're on a
brain
train,
broken.
because like then you could do other stuff. But like if you're driving, no way,
Yes.
no
Yeah, yeah.
way.
Like if you can like have like hands on and stuff, like yeah, I could see that like on like the
Yeah,
subway system or something, but not for me. More power to them.
yeah. But so I gotta find stuff to do. Hopefully there'll be other. I don't know how many other interns there'll be. So I'll see if I
Yeah.
can make friends with people. Hopefully, but maybe they might just be. I don't know. I'm kind of an antisocial person a lot of the time. So maybe they're
Yeah.
gonna be like me and be antisocial and not want to do stuff. So
It'd
I
be
don't
nice
know.
like if there's like some people your age, or even if they aren't, like where like you can start casually, maybe by like going out for lunch or something, you know what I mean, together. Cause like that's not a huge commitment. There's like a time frame there. So like you have to, be back at a specified time to at least like feel it out, maybe see if they be somebody you want to spend like time with on the weekend or outside of work.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, I'll have that. I mean, yeah, I'll definitely try to like reach out to people. I actually got into doing karaoke when last summer with
Yo,
people at work, so I like kind of like doing that. So I would try to maybe find someone to
yeah,
do that with. But
that could
yeah,
be
definitely
fun.
if there are, because like I don't even know if there are other interns. I'm assuming there are because I think I
Yeah,
got like an email with like a intern meet like a Zoom meeting. Although I think I got that yesterday
yeah,
and I
yeah.
read it briefly, and I think it's right when one of my final exams is. So I'll have to email them and be like, I can't
Of
do that.
course it is.
But
Wait, when are finals for us?
uh,
When is
three
Dead Week?
weeks.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
the
so we have
like the
one more
week
week
of
after
like
this,
it's
then
like the
Dead Week,
week of
then final.
the fifth to the ninth, like 10th, like to the ninth, because the semester
Okay.
ends on like the after the 10th, because that's the last day you can have finals. So
Okay.
yeah, coming up
Cool, cool.
quick. I was like, oh geez, if
Yeah.
only there's not that much time left.
It's good that you get like a week in between though, like you said, to like kind of go home, like take a little break, refresh your brain and everything before you have to start the internship.
Yeah, definitely. I always try to build that in.
Um,
But
that's smart.
I also try to take a week off at fourth. I'll have to ask. I have to ask them about that. I guess I kind of
For
want
what
a
you
week at.
said?
I want a week at Fourth of July because
Oh
I
yeah.
would like to.
Do you have like traditions for that and stuff?
Yeah, we usually go up to Vermont.
Oh,
My
that's
parents
fun.
have a house up there, so we usually go up there and spend like there's like a street party that we go to, which is a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. That sounds fun.
So looking forward to that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
probably
know.
the
I
sooner you tell them, the better.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I mean,
Mhm.
last time I only had like a day because I didn't like do it. I like only mentioned it to my boss like a few weeks before, but I also felt like on a
Yeah,
Thursday, so I was like, can I just have like the Wednesday and Friday off? But I'm gonna try to get the
yeah,
full week this time because that'd be nice. Also, I'm gonna be there for a while. I know some internships don't start until like June, and they then go to August. So I'm starting in like May.
yeah,
So I should have like if they want a certain amount of weeks, I'll be meeting that requirement still.
yeah, yeah. You're asking for 1 week out of what, like 3 months? So I think you should
Yeah,
be
it's like
good.
3.5 months. I think I'll be working
Yeah,
there because I'll probably only end like a week before school starts because like I don't really honestly when like I don't have anything to do like if I'm just sitting at home like that's really boring. Like I know some of my other
yeah.
friends like especially once they're graduating like they have a pretty big break before they're starting their actual jobs. But like I know some of them who are even like going back to like high school jobs they did. Like my one friend Jenna, like she's gonna go back working at Jamba Juice for like a couple
That's
weeks just
beautiful.
because
Like
that's
the
what she does when she
mindlessness
goes
of
home,
it.
so she
Yeah,
has something to do.
that's
Um,
funny. Yeah, no, I
because yeah, I
totally
would
get
just get
that.
really lazy if I did that, which would be bad.
Yeah, it's nice to break routine and like have some time off, but I totally relate to that because it's like if you do that too often, then that becomes your routine and you just get too lazy and you can't get back into the cycle of everything, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, that was me after spring break. I came back and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
geez, I cannot do Purdue right now.
Dude, I totally relate to that. I feel like everybody at the school just felt you there that went on spring break.
Yeah, so, but yeah, no, so
Have you been looking at like a lot of housing options or like is it just something like that's, kind of hard to put at the forefront right now? Like I don't know like what the housing market looks like in
it's
LA
kind
right
of yeah.
now.
I honestly hate like that's like searching for stuff like that is one of the things I hate doing. So like I kind of
Yeah,
like
me
have been
too.
slacking on it. I probably should like I need to send some emails this week to
Yeah, yeah.
people. Like especially I was using like apartment because like my like Westinghouse they sent me some like links that they use, but like there were basically no options on that, and all of them were really expensive. So I'm like, I can't really use those. So I had to then
Yeah,
look. I was looking at like apartments.com, and like Craigslist for like
yeah.
Craigslist for sublease and apartments.com just for like apartment complexes that like I said they do short term leases. But
Yeah, that's
my
fair.
requirements are pretty specific because I need something that's furnished. I just need it for like the summer, and I don't want
Yeah.
it to be like miles. Because like Pittsburgh, it's
Yeah.
like if I'm gonna be in the city, I would much rather be in like the northern part of the city, close to the
Yeah.
highway, so I can like quickly get to work. Because I don't want to drive for like 40 minutes. That would suck.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I feel like I think you mentioned something earlier about like the subleasing, right? Or something like or you were talking about like students like that go there or whatever, but my brain like
Mhm.
went to subleasing opportunities maybe because a lot of times if you're like subleasing for like a few months, like especially like when like let's say like a student's away, like or something like it'll be fully furnished, you know what I mean? Like that might be like your best chance like at getting like something cheap but like really close to the city
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah, that's what I was
I don't
thinking.
know like where you go to look for that though.
Craigslist has a lot of that. I don't know if
Okay.
they have like I know the Purdue has like a Facebook like housing
That's what I
page,
was thinking.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if like any of this because I mean the big schools are Carnegie Mellon and Pitt, so I don't know if they
Yeah.
have a page like that. I'll have to look. And sometimes you need like to like get membership to those ones. So I was just looking on Craigslist
Gotcha.
quickly because I know
Yeah,
that's a
no,
pretty
that's
common
smart.
space to look for it. But
Yeah.
I don't know, hopefully we'll find something soon though, because it's
Yeah,
coming up
definitely
like it's
sending
like,
good
oh
vibes
geez,
your
next
way.
week's gonna be like a month till I start. I should probably have that figured out. Last ditch like solution is like the long-term extended stay like hotel. Because I think they quoted
Yeah.
me like a price of like $50 a night, which would be like kind of on the more expensive side, but like it would have everything I would need. But
Yeah. And depending on how the housing market is there, it might not end up being that far off from what you're going to be paying anyways. I'd be
yeah, I
interested
think it
to
was
see
like
those
when I was looking, it
numbers.
was like $100 more a month than some of the apartment complexes. But
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, you'd probably have a pool, which would be nice, and a
it
hot
would have a
tub.
pool,
Like,
yeah.
that'd be
And it
nice.
also has laundry, which I know some of them it's like, oh, I don't really want to have because I've
Yeah.
gotten spoiled at Village West because you have like laundry in the rooms. I'm like,
Oh, I used to live at Village
do not
West.
want to go
Yeah.
to a laundromat.
Yeah, no, I loved my friends used to actually come over to my apartment when I lived at Village West just to do the free laundry.
Yeah, no, it's I've gotten spoiled on that. And
Yeah, no,
also
that's
I'm
nice.
like, I don't really want somewhere with street parking because I don't have to like be looking like I mean the parking lots here get full sometimes, but like I know I always have somewhere to park. So I kind of want somewhere with a parking
Yeah,
lot too, which that's getting very like very specific in some
you can get
parts of
that
the
at a
city.
hotel.
I would get it at the hotel, so but
I think
yep, all
that's
right.
12
Well, that was our
minutes.
12 minutes.
Fuck yeah, that
Perfect.
was awesome. Okay, let's see here.
All right. Is it my turn to give notes now?
Yes.
All right. Great conversation. Everything about it was pretty much perfect. I have very little thing. I just had like a few things I noticed. Just not like first half there wasn't like a lot of eye contact. I could be wrong about that, but I did not. I
No,
know
you're
whenever
fine.
I noticed a lot of just looking away and I think just being distracted by something else. And then also, oh, there's something else, but I forgot it. That's it.
No, it's very fair. That sounds very like me. So,
No, I get it.
um, who speaks now?
I
I
think
just like rotated us up, so that would be you, Nixon, would be going
Okay,
speaking next. Then Evan's listening, and I'll observe for this one.
alrighty. Took my
Do you want me to set the
things.
timer again, or do you guys just want one of you want to do it?
Um, I'm gonna do it, but if you want to do it as well, in case like for some reason I'm not
That's
looking at it,
fine.
and you
Should be
can
fine.
kind of stop me.
yeah, I said
Okay,
number two.
alrighty, let's get into it then. All right, so I don't know if I can do this for a full 12 minutes, but I'm gonna start by talking about my summer plans. So I currently work at the top as we kind of talked about, and I need to get an well, I thought I needed to get an internship for my major. It's just one of the things like one of my last classes is like an internship like reporting class. It's just like one credit, like very easy, but you have to do an internship for that. But I actually met with my advisor yesterday and it was like just last minute schedule my courses because in very me fashion, I procrastinated that until the day that our course request form was due. So I
Yeah,
went in person and she's like, it's
everyone
due
does
by
that.
5. Okay, glad I'm not alone. But so through that, she was like, "Oh, do you have an internship?" And like, I do have like a few ideas of like what I could do. It just has to have something to do with the environment. So like for me, I was like, I could take it as easy as like something like landscaping. There's always landscaping jobs in the Midwest. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
yeah, it's
I thought
everywhere
that'd be
here.
like, yeah. I was like, I could probably like knock on my neighbor's like lawn and be like, "Hey, do you know somebody in your family does landscaping?" You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I feel like
you're
I could do
100%
pretty
right.
good. But so I was like, and thinking in my head, like, yeah, I have a fallback plan, and I really didn't want to like have to go through the like embarrassment of her like for like the third time having to try to help me get an internship and everything. So I was like, it's just not worth that, and I don't really want to put in like the mental energy this summer into like an internship that's like really mentally straining or anything.
Yeah,
Like, I don't really want a challenge at this point. I'm very, you know what I mean? Like,
I already go to Purdue. I do not
I
need.
just, yes, you get it. No, literally not.
Nah,
And so I was like telling her a little, I was like, kind of fibbing a little bit. And I was like, yeah, like these landscaping opportunities. And she was like, well, the reason I ask is because for this summer only, she was like, we're actually kind of waiving that requirement for NRES students. And I was like, oh yeah. And then like her next sentence, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. But it was something about how because of like how the government funding is going for cutting things like different resources like national park funding, and I guess I didn't really think about how much that trickled into like my major specifically, but a lot of the kids, especially the ones that are like more excelling than I am, and want to be more challenged and stuff, like they're trying to go out west, for the summer and get a job as like a park ranger, you know what I mean, or like they're trying to go work in like a lab and stuff. And it's like these are all like the positions that I guess are just being crazy cut funding wise right now. And I was
yeah.
like, wait a minute, that doesn't actually like affect what I was gonna do, but that's actually super dope because that means there are alternatives now. And the alternatives mean I don't have to take a class next semester for this or do like a full internship. So I was like, okay, let me hear what those are. Um, and she said one of them's like community service, and like she was supposed to email me like the details. So I still have to decide like what will make the most sense, like based off of like the specific criteria. But I was like, dude, if I can get away with instead of having to do like this whole extra class and a whole like summer of internship, just
Yeah.
by doing like some community service in that regard, like go around the town and plant some flowers. Like, come on now. I was like,
Like,
that might be a blessing.
yeah, just put some AirPods in, plant some flowers, go out for.
Yay.
Like, it's
Like
definitely got to be less time than doing a full-on summer internship. Like,
that's what I'm thinking. And like, unfortunately, it kind of ties into where I started, where I was like, okay, so I work at the tap right now because I told her to. I was like, unfortunately, I have to prioritize like money as well. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it's like if I get a great internship opportunity, but it doesn't pay a lot, that's not gonna pay my rent or get groceries. So I'm thinking maybe if I go like the whole like volunteering route over an actual internship, maybe that'll allow me to get a job on the side. Maybe not the tap because they do not do well in the summer, honestly, because their whole demographic goes home basically. Which I mean, I'm sure. I don't know if you guys have you ever been to the tap?
maybe once.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it is that memorable. So, but in the summer, it's just a ghost town. Honestly, like you get the
Oh yeah.
occasional like good day, but it's just not something you should be spending 40 hours a week at and then barely making money.
Yeah, it's
So I don't know.
college town. Do you have any side
Yeah,
jobs in mind if you do the community service like
that's
Uber
where,
or anything?
ironically, I still might just like go the landscaping route because I can't think a better way of like, it would just still make like, it would be like, I don't have to do this whole like research, like poster analysis thing on it. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to glorify like mulching. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, like I walked around the yard and like found like great like access ways for irrigate. Like I could literally just be like, I fucking put in like some hose lines and I mulched. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to think about it that deep. Um, but I do want to be outside. Like I don't want to be cooped up at a desk. But I also want it to be consistent pay, which you don't get from serving. You know what I mean? So it's like,
It's pros and cons. You have to pick what you want. It's kind of hard.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. And I also have to keep in mind because I'm thinking for next semester, like I would like to still be able to work at like the top, whether it's as full time as I am right now, like 40 hours a week, or if I'm able to like dial it back to like 20,
Yeah.
regardless. I know that like even though I don't want to work there over the summer, it's because of how dead we are. I'm gonna be in the area. So I'm trying to work that way of like being able to tell them like, hey guys, like I really need to focus on like my, school internship kind of vibes this summer, whether it's like actually the volunteering or the landscaping or whatever, but then still be able to go back there like in the fall, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm juggling like a lot of different kind of like Zach with like the housing, and like all this criteria. It's like even though like it seems like a lot, like it's I don't know, it's important, but it's hard to get it all
Oh yeah, I
the
get you.
right thing.
Yeah, I'm a similar place. I'm just looking for an internship for the summer, just to
Oh yeah,
have money and have
yeah, that's
an
good.
experience on the resume. So when I actually graduate, I can get a job, hopefully. So
Yeah, no, it's very fair. Are you like trying to stay local with it, or like do you?
At this point, I'm desperate enough to take anything. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
no, that's very
I'm
fair.
beggars can't be choosers.
No, that's very fair. Like if for some reason I was like in a more prestigious kind of like vibe with the internship and like I had to go back home, that'd be one thing. But I wouldn't want to like I don't know if I could do what Zach's doing and just like pick up for 3 months and come back. Like I have my cat and like I
Yeah,
as much as I try not to be like a materialistic person, like I like how I've cultivated my home to be, my safe space. Like, but
yeah.
it's really cool to take new adventures. So it's nice that you're open for anything, considering you, like you
I
said, beggars can't be choosers vibes.
I don't know. All my friends, even my brother, he's going like they're all doing jobs and internships outside of Indiana. I'm like, what the hell y'all do? Like they're going to Minnesota, Texas, Kansas. One's
I
going
feel like
to
those are like so cool, like such cool like opportunities though.
yeah, but like one of my friends going to Detroit. I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that
Dude,
one.
no, that's so funny that you actually mentioned that because my roommate, he's actually he's gone right now because he went off for he's like trying to join the military or whatever. So he had like boot camp for like 3 months and now I think he's in officer training. But he last summer, he's from Japan.
Okay.
Just to put it in like full cultural context. And he went to Detroit for an internship. And this poor man came back with like horror stories from hell. Like I mean, the least of like the on the like less worse end of it, like his car, I think got scratched, got its tire popped, and he got into like three different wrecks, like all in the span of 3 months.
Oh my
Thank
God.
goodness though he has like one of those like cameras on his car. So like he was fine and
Oh
like
yeah.
his
Okay.
father's insurance paid it, everything. But no, he was like, Nixon, I've never been so scared to like walk to my car like in my life. I was like, is this like a universal experience? Like, is this a Soma experience? Like,
This is the universe. Yeah.
oh God.
I'm sure I'm gonna get some calls from him in the some near time in the soon future. Just
Yeah, yeah. Well,
ask.
hopefully he's okay.
You might just move back home at that point. Like I don't know how like you do need a job, but like a job in like
Yeah.
Detroit or
Like at
something
what
like that. Like,
cost?
is it worth it? Like you're being paid, but
Yeah.
like you're also having to use that money to, as you said, fix pop tires, fix your
Yeah.
car. Like they're
Yeah.
crazy,
Like
crazy.
I don't like to like, degrade like a whole place, but it's like anytime that somewhere thrives off of like one specific industry and then that industry goes elsewhere, I mean, that's kind of what happens with collapse.
Yeah, so hopefully that's about I don't know. I think I should just kind of join the train and just go somewhere else for a month.
I'm
Risky, but
honestly convinced that even though like I think I'll do like the full like for a month would be super fun. All the
yeah,
more power to you. But like for me specifically, I can't wait to get out of Indiana, but it's gonna be like I'm a very all or nothing girly. You know what I mean? Like
no,
when I
yeah.
can go, I will stay.
I will say I
But
lived
yeah,
in Indiana about my whole life. It is one of the most boringest places. There's
I
nothing.
swear. Like at
I'm
like
not
if
going
like
to
I'm
defend
trying
it.
to no, if I was like if my assignment was like to defend Indiana or like to persuade somebody, I could glorify
Yeah,
it. Like I could do it. I've been doing it for 25 years though, damn it. And like this is just it's not cutting it anymore.
yeah. No, I
But
get
yeah, so and then like on top of that, I guess like this isn't as pertinent as like an internship and everything for me because that'll start basically like right after we get out of school, hopefully. Maybe I'll do a week turnaround vibe or something like Zach. But I need to think about housing then too because I'm not re-signing at like the same place
you.
again. And I was like, I have two different options because the way we have it right now is kind of cool, but kind of like different for me. But my mom, my brother, and I all have a house up here that she only stays in like 1 or 2 nights a week because her job's up here, but she lives an hour away. Um, so we talked about re-signing there, but I really would like to be able to also live with my boyfriend was going to share a room with me there, but
Oh.
I'd really like to live with it was his best friend, but now one of our good friends as well. And it's like that's only a 3 bedroom, already doing 4 people in it. Like that wouldn't work. So right now we're trying to decide just kind of if we want to do like a bigger house somewhere and then split it between all of us, or if we just want to let my mom and brother resign and then he brings a friend in, and then me and my boyfriend and like our friend maybe get like just a 2 bedroom together. So I'm like, I feel like there's so much that I should be working on, but like Zach, I've just been procrastinating it because I hate looking for housing and all of that jazz. So thank gosh my boyfriend is taking that role.
Oh yeah. Are you leaning towards any option right now, or you
Um,
want?
I can't remember the name of it, but it was literally like it's just right downtown, Lafayette. It's like a apartment like kind of complex area,
Yeah.
and I feel like the pricing wasn't too bad for us. And right now we're just waiting to hear back because they said like they aren't. going to be doing it until like July or whatever, which is like when we would need it. So like they put us on the wait list, but we're waiting to hear back if they allow animals or not because I have a cat. And
Yeah.
even though I have like an emotional support letter from my like animal letter, like from my doctor, I don't like to get like people in that position. And also, it's not like it's there's a difference between that and like the medical one. I forget what that is, but
Yeah.
so they can say no to that too, like if they want to. But we had like a couple other like options that we were looking at, but almost all of them are either like going to be filled by then because they're so amazing and everybody wants them, or it just doesn't make sense like because it's either too far from school or like price wise.
Yeah, that's just well, I was gonna say all college housing, but no, that's right. That's specifically Purdue,
No,
probably.
honestly, Purdue has done a great job at the housing crisis here. Like
Yeah.
they should, it's like great as in terms of like creating a huge housing crisis. I mean,
Oh, I thought you were like defending
yeah,
them. Like,
no,
oh, okay. Well,
no, you
go
should have
off.
given me
Let me hear this.
some backlash for that because no, I have no defense for them, but I do think that it's been 12 minutes, so I digress.
You really go off.
Oh, Lordy.
Perfect.
All right, Zach, what do you have to say for us?
All right, here on a second, get my notes.
Yell at me as much as you want.
All right. So my only like kind of criticism is that Evan, you could have like done a bit more body movements. You kind of just
Oh,
stood there like with the hands or something. I mean, you
okay. You
nodded
know what?
along, which I guess counts a bit, but like you kind of for a lot of it were
No,
just like this. Like I mean, you would like nod and like you were had eye contact, which was good, but
no, I feel you. I definitely
yeah.
get
So maybe like some like movement with like
it.
yeah, yeah, or something like
Yeah.
that would maybe help
I'm
a
just
little
now
bit, but
imagining how like I looked at everyone else in this Zoom call just standing still. You guys
You're
think
like
I'm
the
building?
opposite of me. Like I'm just like getting distracted by like little squirrels over here.
That's clearly good. You're killing it with that.
but you did have good eye contact, so that was good. You were always looking at Nixon and paying attention to what she was saying, so that was good.
Gotcha.
Um, you did a good job giving like kind of like agreement statements, like what Nixon has said, like understanding not wanting something too draining for the summer, like agreeing with stuff like that, and also not living in Indiana and wanting to find something out of the state with agreeing on that. I liked your laughing that added like to show that you were like listening pretty closely to what you were saying. Um, you engaged in questions relevant, like you asked questions relevant to what Nixon had been talking about, like what the plans for like the summer job was after she had mentioned that she didn't have to do like the specific ND. I don't know how to say your major. What was it again?
I don't either. No, I'm just kidding. It's natural resources, environmental science.
Oh,
But
natural
I just say
resources and environmental
NRES.
science, like
Yeah.
specific internship, or like where she planned to live, like for the summer and next year. Um, you gave some good like personal advice, like with your beggars can't be choosers comment.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and then you also like did some of like the repeating back like what Nixon had said to show you were like listening to what she was saying. So that was good. But so overall, good job.
Thank
It
you. I
felt
feel like I need to
natural.
redo my comments on your guys' conversation because I feel like I could have said a lot more. You like just
Yeah,
gave me
feel
a
free
whole like
to.
paragraph of this stuff that we did good and
Well,
bad.
I just went down my note list. So
Okay. I probably should have done
Hey, but it was more authentic, that you did it, I guess. Right.
that. I guess. Perfect. That's what we like to
All
hear.
right. So let's all assume our last roles and get this baby done.
All
so
right.
Evan, your
Yep.
speaker, and I'll listen, and then that
Perfect.
means Nixon's
I got a
approving.
story for you guys, and you guys are gonna love it.
Let's
Get
go.
ready for spring break story and
Oh
summer too.
boy,
All
let's go.
right, three, two, one, let's start. All right. So we decided to drive to Colorado, which took in a total about 18 hours from Indiana.
Uh, yeah, that's
So first day, we decided to drive all the way to Kansas City, and I did not know how much of a shithole Kansas is right now. I'm sorry, just right off the bat to go with that, but Kansas City is right now having wildfires. It is smoggy as hell there. It was not fun, and also Kansas is just a very boring drive with no exciting things to do or look at. It's like Wyoming. It's just there's nothing there. There's not even trees there. It's just fields.
so it's just like a straight highway. There's nothing to look at.
Pretty much, yeah, unless you're like looking at rocks. Other than that, there's nothing.
Yeah,
But
that's That can be brutal. From personal experience. I mean, even Indiana does that to me when I'm driving back to PA. It's just like straight road with nothing to look at except some corn, maybe.
Yeah, you at least have corn. Corn's interesting. Kind no, it's not. I'm not gonna defend it,
It's not.
but
Sorry.
but still. And then we get to our we stayed at a motel and a hotel. Motel on the way there and hotel on the way back.
I
It
guess
was
that's what's said about the motels. You didn't stay there back when you were driving
let
back
me
the
just
way.
say this motel was one of the worst motels. Actually, I haven't been to stay at too many bad hotels or motels, but this one was like a nightmare from hell. We get there and so we got two king rooms, or no, we got two king beds because there's seven of us in total, two king rooms. So we like four of us in one room, three of us in the other room. They
Okay.
decided to downgrade us to one room with this one bed that's a queen size.
So wait, you were supposed to have two rooms with a king bed each, which still is kind of a lot
No,
for,
no,
I
no, I'm
mean,
not sorry, I messed up. I meant two queens bed each. So
oh, okay. I was
there'd be
like
two people.
that makes more sense for the amount of people
Sorry,
that you'd be shoving in the room. And then they downgrade you to just one room with
yeah,
seven
just a
people.
one room with a king bed.
Oh, with a king, not
Oh
even two
yeah.
queens.
No, 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 just one king bed in one room, and then the other two queens were in another room. We were supposed to have four in total, four queen beds. They decided to downgrade us, and we were like, okay, I guess we'll take it, but we kind of want a refund or like some sort of reimbursement. We get there in the room. Our door is not even locked. It is cracked open. Which is already a red flag. We open the door. The fire alarm is low on batteries. We know that because it's doing the chirping sound when it's low on batteries. What else was there? The chairs were just horribly stained, like some sort of unspeakable acts were committed there.
You know what
Um,
happened there. You
yeah,
don't
I
even
know.
have
We're just
to.
not gonna say it. There are like crack holes burned in the sink from like people trying to light their spoons.
Uh,
The entire bottom half of the bathroom door is ripped off, except they got like just a piece of wood and just kind of hammered that in with nails to cover up the bottom half of the missing bathroom door. Oh, what else was there? There's so many. Oh yeah, for our bedding situation, because we only had one king bed, we'd asked for cots and we're like, okay, we're gonna bring some cots and extra bedding in. They, we noticed that later that they did technically find a cot, but there must have been something wrong with it because they did not give it to us. Instead, what they gave to us was two pool chairs with bedding on them. I have
they
photos.
gave you pool
They
chairs.
gave us pool chairs. They gave
Oh
us pool
my
chairs.
God. That's, yeah. Was this a hood chain? Because if it is, please tell me the name because I would never want to stay there.
It was a Days Inn in Kansas, Topeka, and we like rented it through like another renting website. I forget which one, but like
Oh, so you prepaid? Because I was gonna ask, like,
yeah,
why didn't
we
you just like once you saw it, just go somewhere else and just bite
well
the
because
cost maybe? But you had already prepaid for it.
we,
Oh,
we were
yikes.
considering that, but like there's like some sort of like wrestling event going down there at the time, so all the hotels in the area were booked up. So
So they didn't like even like another crappy
yeah,
motel, but maybe slightly better wouldn't even have anything.
yeah, there was nothing, and like we were really trying to get reimbursed for it, but like they were like, well, sorry, because you rented through the website. It's making things a little difficult. And because Days Inn is owned by like some sort of bigger hotel motel
Hmm.
company, we had they like have to go up to the head office and ask for a refund. And so we're hopeful. I don't know if we even got the refund, but at this point, I hope we did
So
because
you paid for two rooms, they only gave you one, and they didn't refund you?
yeah,
That's crazy. You should have
yes.
been like one of those people who just videos it and then posts it online for them to actually have to do something. But
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention why they couldn't give us our one room because apparently that motel has a bad case of black mold in there currently that they're trying to fix.
okay, yeah, no.
I'm just gonna say
Are
I
the
told the
rooms close together? Because I would still then be
I
very
hope
concerned
not.
about the one room I did
I
have.
don't think they were, but I
Okay,
now that you say it, I hope not.
yikes.
Oh, so the windows did not lock either. We had to like do some screwy shit to make sure that stuff was.
Yeah, to not get like murdered.
Yeah, it was not my best hotel motel experience at all.
Yeah, I would hope you wouldn't have one worse than that. That's not pretty
No,
bad.
that was the worst one. Yeah.
Hopefully this was the low part of the trip. I'm
Oh
hopeful
yeah, this is the
it's
low part. I'm sorry. This is a
okay.
really. I just like to tell everyone about this because like it's fun to watch everyone's faces drop in horror when I just tell
Yeah,
this
no.
awful story. And I like to add a little bit more because both of our windows were facing towards the highway, which was also really fun. Just
Well, that must have been loud, like with
oh
road
yeah,
noise.
yeah. And then for our complimentary breakfast,
I wouldn't have eaten there.
quote unquote. It was just a bunch of like mini muffins and wrappers. Like it wasn't an actual breakfast. It was a bunch of snacks you'd find at a gas
So it was
station.
pre-packaged because I honestly wouldn't have wanted to eat something that wasn't pre-packaged at that hotel.
No, it was prepackaged, but like that was the complimentary breakfast. We took one. We got to take one world's smallest muffin.
Yeah, that sucks.
All right, and
But
then that was the low point. Don't worry, it gets
at least
better.
you didn't like go and eat the complimentary breakfast and then get like food poisoning from it. So
Oh yeah, no, that would just make
looking on the bright side.
yeah, no, everything about that was off. Oh, I just keep on remembering small details. Like I didn't notice this, but my friends did. Like on like the maid carts, they had like beer and cigarettes on it.
Oh, like for room service.
Yeah, like I think they were drinking and smoking while
Oh,
doing
the
it.
staff was drinking and smoking.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I could see that. That's very professional.
I don't know. It was just
What a
that
cool
should
work
be.
environment.
Yeah, what a cool work. Can I have my internship there,
So what,
please?
did you stink of cigarettes then, I'm guessing?
Oh yeah, dude, the whole building smelled of
Ugh.
marijuana.
Ah, that's even
It was
worse.
not, it was, yeah, I know.
As soon
So,
as you get in the car, start driving, you get pulled over, and we're like,
yeah, oh yeah.
it smells like a
Yeah.
weed in here.
So whatever you do, do not go to Kansas City, Topeka, and stay at a days in there, or just stay there in general. Drive past Kansas altogether.
Just skip
Uh,
it.
skip it. Not worth it. Thankfully, from there it got much better. Well, kinda. The driving there wasn't bad, but we did get caught in a snowstorm on the way to Colorado. Yeah, like it was pitch black there, which was not fun, but we made it in the
Yeah.
end. We got some pizza and we had a good first night there. Sunday, we just explored Breckenridge, Colorado.
Mhm.
Beautiful area, love it. I would love to go back to Colorado and just visit someday when I'm not a broke college student and I have money.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like everything there is so expensive. Like I got the only souvenir I got was like it's a very nice shirt. It's a red shirt that says Breckenridge, Colorado was a moose on it. But
Mhm.
like I was like looking at some other things like, oh, I like pins, like a pin that you like put on your clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I got the shirt for $12 because it was on sale a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
The
pretty good
pin
deal.
was $15.
That's crazy. I felt that when I was in Vegas, it's like everything was so freaking expensive that I just did not like want to do anything. Like
How much is a deck of cards in Vegas? Just out of curiosity.
I don't even think I saw cards for sale anywhere. Like just like the souvenir stuff, like a shirt was like $30 for like a
Oh my
cheap
God.
Hanes printed graphic t-shirt. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
And like any food was like you're not spending less than like $25 on
oh
like cheap fast food. Like
yeah,
the
it's about
cheapest meal I got there was actually In-N-Out because it was the same price as everywhere else in the country for In-N-Out, which was nice. That was the cheapest meal. It was like $12.
I
And
never
then
been to that.
everywhere else, honestly, if you don't like aren't a gambling addict, like even if you are a gambling addict, it's so expensive. Like I don't like just do it on your phone or go to like your local like Indian casino or whatever. Like you have a better experience, I swear. And we
Probably.
weren't even there when it was like miserably hot out. So like we actually could like walk the strip slightly like when it wasn't super bad, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. I think Colorado that you went probably is a better trip.
Yeah. I will say the food situation's about the same in Colorado. It's very nice there, but like it will cost you an arm and a leg. Like just an appetizer will cost you $15. When we went to an Irish pub, like they had like a fish fry there that cost $27, which was not I was going to consider buying it. Then I saw the $27 price tag on that. I'm like, that night I paid for everyone's drinks because it was St. Patrick's Day and we went to an Irish pub.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That entire
That was
just
probably a mistake once you looked at the bill, I'm guessing.
oh yeah, gratuity added a lot. It was $300.
For the food and the drinks. Yikes.
I think we only just got one round of Guinnesses. I did not drink, so 6 cups of Guinness. Actually, maybe 8. I think some others got, but like that and everyone's food cost $300,
That's crazy.
and I
That
had to
must have been
explain
like
that bill.
$12 Guinness, which Vegas was like $12 Guinness because I also had a Guinness on St. Patrick's Day and I was like, okay, that's it because it was like $12. I'm like,
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
spending $12 on beer. Pretty
yeah.
crazy.
I will talk about skiing a little bit. I did ski for the first time. I did like it. It's awesome. I did just one critique about it is I would like to learn maybe in a safer place where it feels like I'm not about to crash into someone and maybe hurt myself and them at the same time simultaneously. So that's one critique. I did have a fun time. I still barely know anything. I should have probably gotten lessons, but I instead just decided to know nothing and go in completely blind. I do know more now. I could probably do it again, but I'm probably not
Yeah,
going
I
to.
would hope you know a little bit more than when
I
you
know
started.
I fell down a lot, obviously.
Hey, my dad always says you aren't learning if you aren't falling when you're skiing. So,
Oh, when you're skiing. Okay, gotcha. But that's a good. That's a
Yeah,
good.
hopefully not when you're doing something else. Like if you're like hammering something, you don't want to be falling over. That'd be bad.
Just studying for a test, you just fall.
Yeah, just start falling over. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but that's a very good lesson. I definitely want to do skiing again in the future, probably at a less populated place.
Yeah, because wait, what was the resort you were at again? Because is it Breckenridge? Is it
It was
actual
Loveland Ski Resort in
Loveland Ski
Colorado.
Resort? I don't think I actually heard that one before, but yeah,
It was
Colorado mountains can get like really busy, especially if it's like spring break week and there's a million people there.
See, there's two lodges. There's a Valley Lodge, and then there was a Mountain Lodge.
Hmm.
So the mountain one was obviously the more experienced ones, where all the black diamonds and all the higher trails were. But they had like a yeah, like a beginner's day pass for the Valley, which you could
Okay,
get
that's
for about
nice.
$50. But
That's
that
actually pretty cheap for ski passes. So
oh
that
yeah,
was
no,
nice.
it
So it
was
was like the easier terrain you could get to.
yes. But
That's a nice.
the only problem with the cheaper one is that everyone does the cheaper one because
Mm.
not everyone doesn't know how to ski really well, so they just go to the easy one first,
I
where
guess
there's a
that's a good point because like everyone is going to then just stay on the small like that part of the mountain because it's the cheap. They're like, I don't want to ski blacks anyways, so I'm gonna ski that. Yeah,
yeah. When I
that's a good point. I
on
hadn't
our
thought
second
about
day
that.
when we went to like the mountains, actually, it was like night and day. Like it was like the valley had everyone, the mountain had no one. For good reason. I'm pretty sure you don't want to send your kids on a black diamond trail first thing when skiing, so
Yeah, that'd be a bad idea.
it is okay. Gotcha.
Well, my dad knows from personal experience.
Oh, okay.
He accidentally took my mom down on a black diamond her first time skiing, and she got very mad at him from that. So not recommended.
Not recommended? Okay.
No.
Well, I
You
think
know, I
that
like your idea of getting lessons though. This lessons can help a lot, or just finding somebody like that already knows how to ski. I did that with one of
oh
my
yeah,
friends.
all my friends know how to ski, but they still got lost in the mountain. Like they accidentally took a Black Diamond Trail, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, no, that can happen, especially if you don't know
Yeah,
the mountain and you're like, oh, I'll just like I think I know where I'm going, and then you
yeah,
just
they
get
probably should have taken a map with them. They started on a green or blue trail, and then they ended up on a black trail. That would be
yeah, a map. Well, especially because sometimes you can like the trail starts as a blue, and then like then you hit a point where it's only then diamonds you can get to. So yeah, a
yeah,
map or like sometimes like they'll have an app of the map. With those can be useful.
yeah. I don't know if that would have been. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know. Ne thoughts for next time.
Yeah, exactly. If you said you'd want to do it again, so, it's a little
Yeah, I
nicer next
definitely.
time.
That's something when we're all like 30 and we're like, we can do this. We did it once when we were in college.
Yeah, yeah. So did you? I know you talked about doing some other stuff. Like, did you end up visiting anywhere else other than the mountain, or you guys just kind of stayed there all week?
No, we did do skiing. We did go to Denver, Colorado. We did a lot of things there. There was an awesome brewery, and we they did the Museum of Illusions. Did not do that. That cost $30. No, it cost 40. It was very expensive, and they got out in 30 minutes, and they said it was not worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I don't not worth it. And then we also did go to Fairplay, Colorado, a little bit on our way to the hot springs. It was awesome to see South Park in person. I love that.
That's great. That is
I
pretty
think,
cool.
and then my favorite part was definitely the hot springs. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a hot springs, but it is heaven.
I've not. So good
Oh,
experience though.
dude, you got, especially for a college student, you guys gotta like you have to find a hot springs and take one, like just go to one soon because all the stress just melts off.
That does sound very nice.
Like the one we went to, like had big heated pools, but the catch of this one was like there's a creek with 20-degree water, but
Hmm.
they're like hot spring bubbles from the side of the creek that are like go up to 140 degrees.
Okay, that's a
So
big range.
you take the rocks and you like try to like make your own little hot springs that lets in cold water and like the hot water at the same time.
Okay.
So you make your own little like you want the perfect temperature that you want it to
Okay.
be. It
Did
was
any of you guys burn yourselves?
no, we did not, thankfully.
That's nice.
It was pretty much perfect.
Yes, you gotta do a little construction. Kind of sounds pretty fun. Yeah, that does sound fun. I'll have to try it. If I ever have a chance, I'll have to go try one out.
Just a recommendation, not even just in Colorado, just in general. Just go to a hot springs. They probably got those in Philly, right?
I don't think so. We're not really geothermically active around like the northeast of the US, so not really many of those around, I don't think.
Well, I think we're done then.
That hit the 12 minutes.
We're at on my phone 15.
Oh, okay, well, a little bit extra.
Uh, I did not want.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Oh, Sorry. Okay. Um, I think overall, really good job. I have my notes here as well, and I don't think I put down anything bad. If I think of anything, I will come up with that, but I'll just read you through what I have here. I thought you did a really good job like repeating back, nodding, eye contact, the laughing, which I always think like always makes me more comfortable. It's very like encouraging. Um, Relating experiences like when when he was talking about like Kansas City like being like kind of like shitty, and then you related it back to like our conversation we were having about Indiana was really nice, I think. um I think like you're coming up with very good responses that were really relevant, like even if it was off of topic a little bit, it was still very relevant, like. And I think like you had good follow-ups and good transitions in that sense too, like I said, like whether if it was a transition into something he was already talking about or a transition into like you know something that you were thinking about. um I think it was really nice when you, especially towards the end, did a good job like relating what he was talking about like to your personal experiences, because that always lets the person know like one, like not only are you listening, but two, that like you guys have some type of like shared something there, and that always makes people feel more comfortable and more heard and everything. Um, but yeah, I think overall, obviously, you were very engaged. There was lots of active listening going on. You could tell that you were putting in effort for responses. So I think it was a good job overall. Nice
Thank you.
job, team.